is I was able to get admissions ahead of people. One of those ways, and this is probably the most effective way, I needed people to admit not only that I had gone to them for help, but also that they had tried. See, these people want to throw it in my face. I did try, Sean. I did try. I did try. Well, did you try how I needed, though? It's not that we weren't making efforts. It wasn't lack of effort on my part at all. It was lack of understanding. People had assumptions, and they were only willing to help if I jumped through their hoops for their assumptions. They wouldn't even listen to the story. They didn't care what was going on. They had it in their heads that this particular fix was going to be it. And they made me do it by myself, and it didn't work because they made me do it by myself. And then they say, oh, I helped you. No, you didn't. You told me to go somewhere I'd already gone, somewhere that I already told you. Unless you make that call with me or fucking go in with me, it's not going to make any difference. I need you to look at the fucking evidence and verify it so that when I call these people and they try to fucking blow me off, you can say, hey, he's fucking telling the truth. You need to fucking take this seriously. But how can I do that if all of these people are too busy making fucking excuses? They can't because of their kids. Well, you got to record that. You have to take the screenshots. You have to save the evidence. And if you got to post it up on YouTube because the cops won't listen, by God, post it on YouTube. It is your right to do so. Alright, let's plug this one in too, and then we can hopefully find our keys. Start up the car. Well, not start it up. I'm fucked. Doesn't matter how much evidence I got if nobody will look at it. If everybody is too far away. Oh, well, there's no resources in the area. Well, if there's no resources in the area, and that's allowing you to get away with committing felonies, then, yeah, we should probably get some fucking resources in the area, wouldn't you think? Meanwhile, there are plenty of resources in the area. There are people who are arrested in their area for doing the things that were done to me. There are people who are going to prison for doing the things that were done to me. But nobody's helping me in person. Those people all have help in person. They also have their emotional needs met because they get to see their loved ones and they're familiar every day. When do I get to see my loved ones? Never. Never. I got to rely on people I've never met. Like Megan Missigatis. I've literally never met her. She misled me. She misled the public. She misled the whole situation. She omitted a lot of information that was extremely pertinent to the situation. And she made zero efforts in the way that, well, when she finally could have, was she a part of that court date? Was she the one recorded with Leslie Snell? Can you guys hear her ever speak up in that? She said that she was there for it. I wasn't there for it. I had to do it from McCook. She said she watched. Oh, well, watching is different. Watching is different than speaking up. You know what they're saying is fucking bullshit, but you're not saying a goddamn thing. But of course, we know what happened in the previous situations with that. Well, even though she was watching, they wouldn't allow her to speak. She was on mute. I had to depend on Stephanie Mejia, who didn't know shit, because she'd spent all of her time fucking riding Ventus's dick, doing drugs, and getting drunk. Oh yeah, and talking about how horrible Juan Santana is for coming to help. Juan Santana did all the work. All of it. Juan Santana did. The actual work. I didn't have the ability to do so. All my stuff was full. You know what the difference between showing somebody in person and having to do it across the internet is? If you show somebody in person, they scroll down, they see it all. If you have to troubleshoot to send it across the internet, after you spend all that time to take those screenshots, and then you have to download them to something, so you have to have the ability to do that. Once you've downloaded it, you have to be able to fucking send it, so you got to be able to do that. And if there's any problems at the other end where they go, oh, well, I can't see it, how am I supposed to fix that? They could see it if they were sitting right next to me. Tara Smith could have seen it, but she turned off the fucking evidence. She didn't fucking care. When she realized that I wasn't giving up my money to them, that I was still trying to turn in crimes, I got her to admit at least a few of the things I needed her to. A few. Line. Oh, I did everything I could to help you. No, you didn't do shit to help stop the fucking violence. You didn't do shit to stop the threats. You didn't do shit to stop any of the fucking crimes against me. Any of them. There was no fucking follow through. You pushed it off onto someone else who you already knew was not going to do their fucking job. Just like everything else I told you, Meg. That's the important thing about recording it. Now she gets to pretend, although she wanted to be angry with me about saying something about her cancer brain or chemo brain or whatever. Well, now she's going to have to rely real heavy on it like she did the first time she fucking used that shit on me. She's going to use that as her excuse why she can't remember things. And then she's going to, oh, well, it's not because of chemo brain. I told you that one time and you always talk about my memory. No. Whether it's fucking chemo brain, or because it was so fucking long ago, or because you weren't fucking listening, it doesn't matter to me what it is. The reason for the chemo brain thing is because that's the fucking excuse that you used. So, what's the first method that I use for getting people to admit to stuff? I say thank you. I thank them for doing it. Then, of course, I can post it on the internet. Still can't turn it into the cops. Nobody in person. But at least I have proof that I tried. At least I have proof that the effort is there. At least I have the proof of what they said and why. If your excuse is that you got cancer brain or chemo brain, and that's the excuse that you used 6 months ago, and then for 6 months you've been mad at me because I said something about it on YouTube. Well, did you turn it in? Oh, well, the courts don't need to know that. Yes, the fuck they do. If you're not able to fulfill the job that they believe that you're doing, the job that the fucking Dual County Sheriff's Department is telling them it is your job and you are doing, and obviously with Amanda having experience with the situation and also having experience as an advocate and as a parent of autistic children, I mean, yeah. When Amanda was saying, well, she needs to do this, and this, the same stuff the Dual County Sheriff's Department said she was supposed to be doing, she only tried it once. Only once. It took assault by DaCosta when I was trying to turn in DaCosta. Again, having to do so by myself because none of these people are willing to look at evidence. They just want to tell me what to do. None of the things they're telling me to do are doing any fucking good. That's the point. They know it doesn't do any good. All of you know it doesn't do any good. Why the fuck are you still looking the other way? Some of these people are professionals in their field. They know it doesn't fucking work. So why don't they fucking speak up and do something about it? Oh, we're not allowed. We're not allowed without a subpoena. Well, holy shit, I'm trying to get a subpoena. I need that evidence from you to get that subpoena in order to subpoena you to get that fucking evidence. No, not okay. The longer it goes along and the more I have to deal with fucking morons, the more complicated it gets, the more my resources are gone, and the more hell my life is. I need help. I can't take care of myself, and I can't defend myself. I'm not fucking allowed because of the mentally ill tag. People pretend I'm Dean. Or someone like Dean. Or someone worse. The second way, I talk a whole bunch. I just talk until they have that one little nugget that they just can't help but blurt it out. Now, the first method, why does it work? Thanking somebody. When you thank them in specific for what it is that they did, you specifically thank them in specific, and you state what you are thanking them for. And they say thank you. Or they say you're welcome. Usually they add a couple little tidbits on the end about how, they were glad they could help. They're glad they could help. Well, the real help would have been if they'd have followed through and fucking admitted that I went to them for help. With all of these people that I recorded that I asked for help and went to for help and thanked for what they did do, even though it wasn't going forward with the police with me, even though it wasn't looking at evidence, I did thank them. I admitted those things happened on YouTube and Facebook. The cops called me a liar for saying those things, claimed I was schizophrenic for saying those things. And of course, these people who said these things and did these things, well, they didn't come forward. Most of the time, I was cut off from getting a hold of them. Meg Missigatis should have fucking fought for me. She should have fucking fought for me and gotten Robert Harvoy to do his fucking job. That's what an advocate is supposed to fucking do. Make sure that the job is done, not make excuses. Not make excuses for predators like Robert Harvoy. Yes, Robert Harvoy is a predator. What he did was predatory. He did profit from doing absolutely fucking nothing. He profited from assisting and making sure that actual evidence was never allowed in the courtroom. He assisted in making sure that I was sent to the worst possible environment that a person can be sent to. He's responsible for that. He is responsible for that. The fact that the Dual County Sheriff, through all of this, has been allowed to commit crime after crime against me because it's nobody's job to investigate it, nobody's job to look into it. Obviously, it's someone's job. But those people whose job it is, I can't trust. They're playing fucking retarded. People need to be involved in the process, who actually care about me. Who actually care. My sister didn't care about me. If you listen to the conversations that we had and the situations that we were in, she was interested in getting money out of me. She was interested in money for insurance. She was interested in money for cameras. She was interested in money for all of that kind of stuff. That's what she was interested in. I had to Shanghai her into hopefully helping me and saying, hey, while you're here, I'll pay you money. And the first time, of course, it was, hey, you know what? If you show up to help me, you can help me out and I can give you the money for the insurance and you'll even make a few extra dollars. It was only about the money. And at one point, my sister said, oh, I don't care about the money. But the evidence shows that obviously her words don't match up with the situation. When she got what she wanted, she had to go hang out with Ed. In nearly all of these scenarios, in nearly all of these situations. All right, Tara got her cameras. It's time to go hang out with Ed. Okay, Sean's trying to show you evidence, but Ed's here, so you're going to hang out with Ed. Yes, you're going to come over and you're going to help Sean, but instead you're going to hang out with Ed. You're going to listen to Ed. You're going to do what Ed wants and what Ed says. That's the scariest goddamn thing to see with my sister. Like, that guy is schizoaffective. He destroyed an entire evidence, or an entire computer full of fucking evidence. This guy is a fucking piece of shit at this point. But I have to understand it, and I have to understand his disabilities, even though nobody's going to make any effort to understand mine. I have to go to people who are not going to represent me, aren't going to make any effort to represent me, and aren't going to do any of the things that the lawyers say I need to do. In order to get a lawyer, there are certain things I need to do. I can't get a lawyer unless I have a guardian. There is a reason that developmental disability paperwork that Meg Misegatis was going to help me with, but I was arrested. If she'd have helped me to get that developmental disability paperwork, they would have had to fucking help me. I can't do these things for myself, and autism is a developmental disability. This is the reason I had to jump through all these fucking hoops since 2016. If I jump through all the hoops and get the developmental disability paperwork, then they have to do their jobs. But they still won't without a guardian. That's the problem. Through all of this, I shouldn't have had to jump through all these hoops. What I needed help with was turning in the fucking crimes, and all these people knew it. The second method, the reason that it works is because people get sick and tired of hearing your voice. They want their turn to talk. They want their turn to talk. They don't hear most of what you're saying anyway. They've already got that nugget in their head, and trying to keep that in their head, trying to keep that one little suggestion. You've already explained in what you're saying that, this particular suggestion isn't going to work. So don't suggest that. I've already tried it. Unless you're going to go in and talk to me with them, this suggestion isn't going to work. And then what do? They make that exact same suggestion. Like, all right, now, you say that you listen to me, you say you care, you say you understand. What do you understand if you literally haven't heard anything that I've said? Or you've only heard half of it because you had that suggestion that you wanted to make. You were so busy trying not to break your concentration on the nugget that you wanted to spit out, because it was more important than hearing what was going on with me, that you didn't hear what was going on with me. So then I got recordings of you being a jackass to me after a recording with you where the things that I said actually happened. That recording shows they actually happened. It's the actual conversation with you where you said those things. And you want to say, I never said those things. Oh, contraire mon frère. See, now you fucked up because it's on the internet already. With not being able to record it live every time on my computer with everything there and set up so that I can actually do this. I've had a printer in the back of my car the whole time here so that eventually I might be able to find a place to set it up and actually do these things. I have to expose my predators on YouTube and Facebook for now. What Megan Misegatis did was absolutely predatory. Amanda Daniels, she said that she's gonna be my advocate for the Social Security to help with that. Well, I also need her to tell the truth about these other situations she was a part of. They showed that Scott DaCosta lied. They showed that the police in Colorado lied. I already have the evidence from Rihanna that she lied, and also the reason why. All right, now the third way that I get people to admit to things. This is the one that I hate the most. I repeat what the cops said. I repeat what the cops said. The cops said, the cops said. But I don't say the cops said, do I? Nope, I just accused them of the things that the cops claimed. Oh, nobody would help me. People were trying to help. Nobody would help me probably because of the way that I act. No, the way that I act is because of severe abuse. From fucking the fear of not being heard, because the abuse will continue until I am heard. Of course, that's the one where people really hate me. You know, where, of course, I let them know that, hey, I already showed on YouTube and spoke up on YouTube. You can't be giving out my personal business. Alcoholism is the reason that you were fucking abusive and the reason that I was shut down the whole fucking time I was there. Yes, it's fucking everybody's business. You want to say it's not everybody's business? It absolutely is. These cops and the Bollingers and these fucking groups and these YouTube channels have made it everyone's business. It is everyone's business. When I'm assaulted, it's by individuals within that group of everyone. When I talk about witnesses, those witnesses are individuals within that group of everyone. When I say the cops misled the situation and you helped them get away with it by never coming forward, I meant it. And you don't get to pretend like you came forward because I had to fucking record you without your permission. And in the same fucking sentence, try pretending like I'm a bad person for recording it. No. When you guys knew you were being recorded, you fucking lied. You talked about shit that you weren't there for. You fucking regurgitated shit that fucking you did halfway pay attention to. But you weren't honest. You weren't there for those situations. With Miss Peaches, when she knew she was being recorded in that one video, like, she wanted to talk about the situation at court, the Joseph Michael Lopez court date. Well, she can't speak up about that in the way that she was because she wasn't there. Now, if she was honest, she would have admitted why it was that she wasn't there. When you go to somebody and every single time that you go to them, they fucking blow you off, you stop going to them. Then when they're like, oh, I haven't heard from you in fucking 6 months, well, it's like, holy shit. You have made zero effort in 6 years to contact me, except right after Natalie died, to either A, be an asshole, or B, try to pump me for information that you could use to argue on fucking Facebook. And then you're pissed off that I haven't paid attention to what's going on in your life in the last 6 fucking months. Dude, I'm going through fucking hell. If you asked for my help, I'd fucking give it to you. People have asked for my help. And I've given it to them. I rescued Des not once but twice. From the same fucking trap house. That's right. She went back. She went back because I wasn't going to hook her up with any of the people in town that I knew fucked around with meth, including Andrew Witcher. These people want to pretend I stabbed them in the back when they took advantage of me. Not okay. When they did wrong things to me and immoral things to me and illegal things to me, knowing full well they were taking advantage of my disabilities, not just mental but also physical disabilities. They knew full well that they were taking advantage of my disabilities and my disability money. And what'd they do? Wanted to pull the mentally ill. Mentally ill, mentally ill. Anyway, I'm hoping Amanda will call me back. She's not going to be able to if I don't have any juice. Fuck, my battery's almost dead. See, that's... You know, we can try to start it and we'll see if we can start it, because know, there ain't enough juice. It was hot enough. The oil's starting to dry up, I suppose. Well, I gotta keep this thing plugged in, don't I? This ain't right. It ain't right for me to have to go to actual crazy people for help. I shouldn't have had to go to my sister. Fucking had to go to Ed for help. Megan Missigatis should have done these things. Someone should have taken some fucking initiative to stop this. Instead of making every excuse not to. Someone should have put a bullet in my fucking head by now. Someone should have killed me. When I'm begging them to fucking help me or kill me, and then they want to fucking ignore me. Fucking one or the other, asshole. Don't tell me you love me if you're just gonna let people do this to me. If you're just gonna look away and make every fucking excuse. If you're gonna fucking play victim when you're recorded saying that shit. Well, you know what, motherfucker? You got busted lying. And it's recorded and it's on fucking YouTube. I am disabled and you did take advantage of me. Your fault, not mine. Megan Missigatis is trying to hide as far from the... Unfortunately, the fact that she's trying to hide it makes it a criminal act. I haven't been trying to hide things. I've been trying to show them. I need help doing that. With Dallas Richmond, do I feel like he intentionally took advantage of me? Well, in some ways, yes, and in some ways, no. With that situation with him, you know, the thing is that, yes, I was at his house. Yes, the things that he said, he did say. Yes, those interactions did happen. Yes, the stuff with Scott DeCosta did happen. And much like many other people, you know, he wanted to fucking play it off as if it was a big major thing right at the time. And then afterwards downplay it into absolutely nothing. Like, come on, dude, if you're going to tell me that you're fucking afraid for your kids, and then you're going to be like, oh, well, he was just telling me that I could get the kids taken because me having you around because you're a dangerous person and dangerous predator. Fuck it, dude. You know what? The fact is that he was going out of his way to intimidate and fucking... That's exactly what that is. That's gaslighting. He's trying to... This predator that I'm trying to turn in, that I'm trying to get someone to look at this shit, Scott DeCosta, and nobody will look at it, including Dallas. Dallas could have spent a lot of time looking at that stuff. He could have actually cared enough to look, but he didn't. However, I did pay him a lot of money, especially given the services, especially according to him. But you know what? When he broke the law, what did he do? He wants to sell all of my things. You know what? I wouldn't have ever had to go through this if he wouldn't have been a fucking piece of shit. If he wasn't a piece of shit fucking drunk. I get that his family is more important than I am. I get that. But you know what? That's not a fucking excuse for doing shitty things like that. There were points where, yes, he absolutely took advantage of me. I gave him $400 for insurance. And then I was thankful that he told me what he spent it on. But if he loses his shit, if he loses his house, if he loses any of that, all of my stuff doesn't have a place to even sit. I got to put it in my vehicle and try to live in this. And way back then, I didn't even have a fucking vehicle to do that with. I'm not capable of doing these things for myself. Now, of course, with not getting paid, I won't be able to pay the insurance on this. I won't be able to fix it. I won't be able to do anything except cut my own fucking throat.